sack for the safety. What was your reaction?
Oh, that was amazing. It was kind of funny to me because I don't think he realized what had happened. And, I was jumping up on him and he looked kind of mad because the ball was thrown away. And he didn't realize what the situation was. And had to go and remind him. I was like, that's a safety, right? And he was like, no, he threw the ball away. I said, no, that's a safety. I had to remind him, let him know that he didn't realize it actually happened. But that was an exciting moment. You see him work so hard and then to be in that situation, it was fun.
Is that maybe his best game?
I mean, he's been playing great ball all year. I mean, he's been doing his job all year. He's been playing at a high level, and like just to see him, seeing those things come to fruition and seeing all the work he's putting in, it's really nice. I mean, you never know what day is your day, and like some days it just calls for you to be there and being a set the edge for people, and putting that guy in the extra gap, making sure that they have to cut back to the linebackers or the D tackles or even to the backside, and he always takes his role and he does it to his best of ability. So I mean, he's been playing great all year, and just to see him, go have a game like that is exciting, and he's gonna keep doing it, and that's just who he is, and he always wants to work for more.
Seems you guys feed off each other a lot with the success on the defensive line. Is that the case?
Yeah, I mean, as a defensive line, I think we all kind of just, we all know what the goal is. We want to, get sacks, play pressures, and have, things like that. But I think as a whole, we've realized that this year is like the biggest thing. Like even in the beginning of the year, I talked about how it's not just about one person individual, having one person pass rush or having one person, set the edge or having one person do one job. I feel like it's more of now we're having a unison, actually playing together. You're seeing guys in situations where the interior gets so much push that he has to flush outside to one of the ends, to the field or to the boundary, and then someone gets a sack. Or you have CS on the edge, pushing high around the top, that he has to step up and he steps right into the D tackle's lap right there for them to get a sack. So I think we're seeing more of the unison. You see us learning how to pass rush as a unit and pass rush off of each other and really learning how to pass rush together. And I think that's the biggest thing I've noticed.
Given how much football the D line has played, from you to Assezi to Micah and Niles and Val, so much football that you guys have played. How much does all that experience, when you guys are maybe watching film as a D line, kind of help the overall group, just given all the experience in that room?
I mean, you can kind of tell. I mean, there's things that over the years you kind of learn from learning football, from playing football, and there's things that are not just X's and O's. It's not just about, we're not talking just gap schemes and whatever it is. And like we're talking more about just like the actual things about the game. Tendencies, things to notice, things that you need to learn at, things you need to recognize, and things that like can take you that next level. And that's the thing that I've noticed. Our conversations are more about the next level about football. It's more about not just like knowing what our assignments is, how to do this, how to do that. We're talking how to anticipate things or just to play the game in a faster manner and like being able to play at a faster pace, and so that we can play together, and then how to play off of each other. Certain situations cause us to do things together. So learning how to play with each other in a way like, what do you need from me and what do I need from you in certain situations.
What lessons do you take from last year's Maryland game into this one?
I mean, last year was a year to learn from. I mean, we definitely have grown as a team from last year, and I think going into this year, the biggest thing is that we know that we can play better, and the things that we have to take from last year is there's a lot of things to learn from it. Watching last year's game, you can definitely see that there's a different team on the field this year. So I think the biggest thing is that we can take from that year is just really what can we do and improve and how to really prepare ourselves. Because, I mean, they're a talented team. Maryland always has athletes, always has people that are, talented players on the field at all times. I mean, their quarterback is very dynamic. He can run around the field, and he has a great arm. They have O-linemen that are, tall and strong. And so, like, just being able to take that and finding ways to play better as a team.
Is there a carryover from last week to this week, just given a mobile quarterback who can be with his feet and kind of responsibilities and those kinds of things?
I mean, I think that every team is different. Every team has their, their different capabilities and different things that they do, and they make them unique. I mean, every team in the Big Ten, it's not a copycat league. It's more, every team has their own style of how they run their offense and how they basically do everything. And so, I mean, from this week, it's a little bit different. There's a different type of quarterback, there's a different type of offense that they run. So, I mean, just honestly taking what the coaches give us and what we need to learn from and figuring out the best way to attack that.
What kind of confidence did that goal line stand give you guys?
I mean, the goal line stand was amazing. To be able to, like, be in that situation, and it's exciting to have, like, just to be able to watch and, be on the field for, like, stuff like that. It's like that's what football is all about. and it's to have that confidence in each other. Of like, we were in our packages and our coaches like, you guys go out there and just ball, and so like that's what we got to do. And that's the thing is like those situations like that's what you come to the Big Ten to play. The Big Ten football is all about downhill running the ball and just being able to be like have those situations. That's what makes college football so exciting, and that's those things that just aren't exciting about the game.
I spoke with Niles last week, and he said that he wants to be coached hard and he wants to be coached like he's a freshman. Do you notice that a similar mentality with some of the older guys? And if so, how has that helped you guys out to be a hungry defense?
I mean, as a defense, I've noticed that we're a defense of like we have a lot of energy and we have a lot of like charisma on the defense. I feel like on the defensive side of the ball, that even if you're a senior, or if you're a fifth year, whatever 6th year, if it is, if you're able to be coached like a freshman, you're able to take the things that the coaches are telling you because like I said, you can't really say that you have it all figured out. There's no one on their defense that can say they have it all figured out. They have the answers to every question on the test. So you do need to be coached like a freshman. I mean, coached hard like that is something that everyone needs because that holds you to the higher standard. No matter what you're doing good or no matter what you have, done to a great standard, there's always a way to get better. And even in myself, like I always find ways to get better and the coaches always find ways for me to get better. If it's, they want me to step this way versus that way, if they want me to step 6 inches versus 12 inches, just whatever it is, to find the ways to get better and to improve the team standpoint, improve the defense that we're playing. I mean, why not? Why not take that chance to learn those things and to get the better for the whole team and have that team aspect of the defense?
How would you describe going up against Connor Olson in one-on-ones or team?
Connor Olson is one of those guys. Is like he's always ready for another one, and it's like I don't know something about him. He just has a motive where it's like you hit him in the face, you punch him in the mouth, and he's just like let's do it, And he has that grit to him, and it's fun to see. No matter what the situation, I think like he's one of those people that nothing really bothers him, and it's like you can't really get in Connor's head, no matter what you try to do to him. He's one of those players that he's just excited just to be out there, and he's ready to play another snap. And no matter what happens to him, no matter what situation happens to him, even in the last game, even whatever happens to him, he's ready to just bounce back from it and respond from any situation.
Have you tried to get in his head?
I mean, we'll mess around with him in practice when we were scrimmaging or whatever we're doing, but it's always just lighthearted between the both of us.
Coach Fleck had talked about there's a lot of different personalities in the defensive line room. Anybody stand out in any particular way or humorous way even?
I mean, you have it all. I mean, the defensive line room there's all types of people, of like all types of characters for and I think you can't really say there's one that just stands out. I think we're all unique in our own ways, and it's like it's kind of funny to me because I think if you put a camera or we had a reality TV show, it would just be on the D line because there's just that many characters, and you could get within 2 weeks of practice, you could get a whole season's worth of content.
What would you describe your character in that room?
I mean, I don't really know how to describe myself, but I'm just kind of there and one of the guys in the room that just tries to keep everything lighthearted and keep everybody on the same mission, honestly.
How does seeing the how plays that you guys have in the clips, how does that kind of push the level for the team, do you think?
I mean that's the center of everything we do. Everything we do is about the how and how you play and how you go about your playing style. And if no matter what the situation is, you got to have the how. You got to have the effort. You got to have that push, that drive. And and that's one thing, especially in the defensive line, that we have so much depth that you can have that. You can go hard for how many plays you need to do because you don't need to hold yourself back because we have guys that can come back in and guys that we can rotate. And we have that depth. That depth is our strength. So being able to just cut it loose and let it yourself play that's everything. And I mean, the how clips are always nice to see because that's just like a reminder of wow, you're seeing guys fly around, you're seeing guys come across the field making plays. That's just incredible. I remember, I feel like it was Bowling Green. Coney was, he was on the other side of the field and chased down the quarterback across the field and just seeing stuff like that, those are type of plays that are wow, that inspires you because why aren't we all doing that? You know what I mean?
What have you thought of the feature on you on the journey? Have you watched it?
I actually haven't had a chance. Well, I saw the snippet of it. I haven't had to see the whole video. I think it airs tonight on BTN, the whole story. I mean, it was kind of cool the fact that they asked me to do that, and I mean, I haven't actually never talked about some of the stuff that we talked about, and having like it was one of the most first moments that I actually really sat down and actually had to think about that.
Any more for Boye? All right.
Thank you.
6 p.m. on the journey.
Appreciate it.
So.